My administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true.
People are always laughing at Trump, but usually he pretends they're laughing with him. In fact, so many people laugh at Trump that he surrounds himself with an army of mindless sycophants to protect himself from all the laughter. Even still, it's not that common to see journalists openly laughing at Trump, which is probably why this footage is going viral. Seriously, it's incredible. Trump not knowing what the hell is going on in his own government and then being laughed at. It's mwah. So be sure to subscribe and grab your knife and fork so we can dig into this delicious meal. Bon appetit.
Because that shouldn't even be, as a conservative, that shouldn't even be something that you're willing to float or compromise on.
You know, the ACLU said this week that the Trump administration had agreed to unfreeze millions in federal funding to Planned Parenthood. The president was asked about that by reporters. Take a listen.
It's being reported that frozen funds were released to Planned Parenthood in December by HHS. I'm wondering why that happened.
I have not heard that. I have not heard that.
You're laughing, Tim.
Well, it's like if the HHS secretary hasn't heard it and the president hasn't heard it, who did it? Somebody has to know about this, you would think. Maybe
somebody has to unfreeze it, right?
The secret deep state person did it. I don't know.
What do you think happened there, Sarah?
Who's in fucking charge? You just have two old men like, I don't know. What year is it?
No, I mean, it's just laughable that the two people who you would think would be in charge of that decision or read in on that decision claim to have no knowledge of it. Now, whether that's true or not, maybe Trump was briefed on it. This is a topic that he likes to avoid and does not like to discuss. So maybe this was him skirting around it, but there's also a chance that neither of them had any idea about it, which is also just as concerning.
And what's arguably even more concerning is that a journalist could be, very genuinely saying, well, we're not actually sure if this is Trump, playing coy, or if it's because he has no fucking clue what's going on, because that's just as plausible. The fact that Trump might not have a clue what's going on in his own government is just as plausible, and that's exactly the problem with Trump. Well, that's one of the many billions of reasons wrong with Trump, but it's a big one. Like, nobody fucking knows shit. There's no central thread. There's no sensible web. There's no overall arching thread of what's going on. Maybe, probably Project 2025 a little bit, but also whatever Trump feels like the moment he wakes up with a freshly filled diaper. Trump has turned what used to be the most respected presidency in the world into a literal clown show, like footage of the White House, the Oval Office, is now literally might as well be men in long pointy shoes going whoop, slipping over, dropping teacups. It is fucking insane. Okay, so Trump might be stupid, and to be clear, he is very, very stupid. And this has been, as if it needed to be, confirmed by many people who've been around him. But even Trump still has the 3 or 4 requisite brain cells to recognize reality. The pro-life movement is not popular in America.
So according to findings from the Public Religion Research Institute, Tim, in 2024, around 1 in 10 residents in most states said abortion should be illegal. 1 in 10. There are only 7 states where fewer than half of the residents support abortion rights. So we're talking, right, about a relatively small number of people.
Okay, but, to be fair, these states are economic powerhouses. These are states that people around the world sit up and pay attention and say, yes, these states have power. These states matter. These states represent the whole US GDP. Oh, no, wait, that's not fucking true at all. Of course, it wouldn't be fair to assume Trump only played dumb on this one because of political savvy. Trump is rapidly declining into a sentient, drooling breadbasket, and RFK, aka Captain Brainworms, isn't doing so hot either. In fact, you might not be surprised to hear that this isn't the only time that Trump has had not a single fucking clue about what's going on in the government around him. Like a president arguably should. Look at this.
Donald Trump would have you believe that he must personally direct the entirety of the vast American bureaucracy. And yet, when you actually ask questions of the man in charge, he doesn't seem to know anything about the government that he's supposed to be running.
The lead prosecutor in Eric Adams' case resigned today.
Well, I don't know about it. I mean, obviously, I'm not involved.
He wants to know why the proclamation was signed in the dark.
I don't know when it was signed because I didn't sign it. Other people handled it.
In fact, you know what? I'd like to play a game I'm going to call Politically Smart or Brain Dead Old Fart. If this was like John Oliver or something, there would be some amusing graphic here spinning, maybe like Trump's head and a fart cloud or something. I haven't got that budget. Oh my goodness, wait, am I just Walmart brand John Oliver? Fuck. But just use your imagination. Bear with me. Let's play this game. It's going to be fun. I'm going to try and work out, based on his disgusting body space language, if he's lying, as in if he knows what happened, but he doesn't want to admit that he does because, you know, he's a fucking disingenuous piece of shit, or if he genuinely is fucking clueless, you know, because he's a idiotic piece of shit, brain dead, drooling piece of shit. I think I'm going to have a good go at this, and I'd like you to play along with me at home. Please tell me in the comments if you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong. I want to hear your reasoning for it. I'm going to tell you mine. This is going to be fun. Let's do this.
The lead prosecutor in Eric Adams' case resigned today.
Well, I don't know about it.
Okay, I'm going to say he's telling the truth. He doesn't know about this one. I'm basing that on the drooling mouth, the heavy eyes, the stupid sort of simian squint. I'm saying he did not know about this.
He wants to know why the proclamation was signed in the dark.
I don't know when it was signed because I didn't sign it. Other people handled it.
Okay, in this one, I think he's lying. You know, his mouth's open, but that's not the only clue. He's sort of, you know, being serious. He's not talking slow. He's talking aggressively and with purpose. He's doing his old apprentice shtick. So I think he absolutely knows what happened, but he's bullshitting about it because he is just a giant amount of bullshit. Also, the whole thing of like, I didn't sign it, other people handle it. Hello, AutoPen. I thought there was a scandal about this.
Some of your top cabinet officials and aides have been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic reporter for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it.
I believe him, which is ridiculous because he's chronically online. He probably should have heard about it, but he actually looked a bit gobsmacked. Like, look at his fucking, the perfect frame. Huh? What Signal? Like, I think he only looks at stuff on Truth Social. It probably wasn't put on Truth Social, so we didn't hear about it. And now he's doing his, like, you know, dead turtle expression. I'm going to say this one, he's telling the truth.
Do you still believe nothing classified was shared?
Well, that's what I've heard. I don't know. I'm not sure. You'll have to ask the various people involved. I really don't know.
Okay, definitely lying in this one. Again, not just the mouth being open, it's a clue. That is a big clue often. But, you know, he won't look at the reporter. He's looking away. He's looking down.
I don't know. I'm not sure. You'll have to.
He's looking like you're not sure. And this to me seems like less of a rehearsed lie. The earlier lie to me was rehearsed. He was like, apprentice, you're fired. This one, he's like, oh shit, I don't know about that. You'll have to ask somebody else. Sorry, I'm just the janitor.
Have you been briefed about the soldiers in Lithuania who are missing?
No, I haven't.
Telling the truth. And I'm going to say telling the truth this time because after he says, no, I haven't, he leaves his lip hanging open stupidly. Like an aroused monkey. Just leaves it hanging open as his brain, his 2 IQ brain, tries to process the info. So I'm going to say he's being truthful.
Or hold you in contempt. Will you take steps to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the United States and put him in front of a judge?
Well, I'm not involved in it. I'm going to respond by saying you'll have to speak to the lawyers.
Your secretary of...
Okay, he's bullshitting there. He's absolutely involved in it. This is the whole, that whole case was about his ego and about him being like, I don't want to be told what to do by judges. I mean, like, they openly broke the law in that case and, like, completely refused to follow judges' orders. Like, it was insane. That was, like, the first sign of, like, yeah, we're going to try and do fascism this time, guys. So buckle in. And it's also his little smirk. He's like, I don't know about that. So, yeah, definitely lying.
Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me, and they are going to obviously follow what the Supreme Court said.
This one is a fascinating case because I think he's lying and telling the truth at the same time. As in, he's telling the truth that he doesn't know if he has to follow the Constitution because he doesn't want to follow the Constitution, but he's also lying in that he's, acting like if he did happen to not follow the Constitution, it would be because of his law. He's saying, look, my lawyers are great, so whatever we're doing is probably fine. But he's also saying, he's being like, wink, I totally want to ignore the Constitution because fuck that piece of shit, right? Wipe my ass on that shit.
Is the administration sending migrants to Libya?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Homeland Security, please.
Weirdly, as much as my gut wants to say, or like logic wants to say he would know about that, I don't think he did. There was just something about his face that looked a bit embarrassed. Like, it looked a bit about, like, it looked a bit like, a knock on the door and there's a kid at home and the postman's like, hey, is your mum in? And they're like, I don't know, you'll have to you'll have to speak to my uncle. He's around here somewhere. Like, it was that kind of vibe. He literally was looking around like, Mummy? Like the energy in which he said, you'll have to speak to Homeland Security was the same energy in which a kid answering door would say, you'll have to speak to my parents about that one, sir.
This strongman presidential dictatorship is built around a guy who doesn't actually seem to have any idea what's going on anytime you ask him. This paradox keeps showing up, and it keeps forcing the question, who's really in charge of the country?
Who is in charge of the country, indeed? Oh, who knows? I hope you guys enjoyed that fun game of, fuck, what did I call it? Politically smart or brain-dead old fart? Let's spin the fart wheel. This is a work in progress. We'll get to that. Can't wait to see, your solutions in the comments. I'm willing to have a debate about this, and it's going to be great community exercise. Although, as we near the end of this video, I have just realized to myself, what I basically told you as far as news is that Trump doesn't know anything and that he's laughed at. Breaking news, people, you're welcome. So if you want to hear more breaking, unheard of, unprecedented news like that in the future, make sure you subscribe. For USDS, I'm British Chris.